Hey y'all, and welcome again to Skynyrd Shorts here on YouTube, our favorite television channel. Tonight's episode is number
24.
24?
Yes, sir.
Is that Jeff Gordon?
Well,
No, we can't really do that, right? That'd be wrong. We missed episode 3 with Dale Earnhardt. But anyway, episode 24. I can't think of another 24 reference. Is that Willie Mays?
Is it Kobe?
At one point. Only the best. So we're tonight going to do what y'all probably do all the time. Y'all probably sit around lunch and dinner every night saying, who is the best vocalist of the Van Zant boys? Who do I love the best? What was it? Right? I mean, we talk about it all the time, so I figured y'all did. So we're going to talk about vocalists tonight, and to hear y'all come in the comments and kind of discuss with us as well, because the first thing I'm going to tell you is that I love them all, but for different reasons. And so there's some different areas we might be able to rank them in. How do you want to start this thing off, Joe?
How do we start this thing off? We love Johnny Van Zant's vocals, okay? We love him singing Johnny Van Zant songs.
That's true, too. I mean, absolutely true. Johnny Van Zant singing Johnny Van Zant songs is great.
It's a real difference, too.
And y'all know that there's 38 Special, and then there's the Don Barnes Band. I dig them both. I mean, Don Barnes is super special, but no matter what, I love the Donnie Van Zant 38 Special way better, those songs. I mean, they're not popish, and they probably didn't sell zillions of records in Australia or nothing, but wow.
Donnie Van Zant. Tell you what now, as a vocalist, he really comes through.
Oh, it was so much fun. And when you go to a 38 Special show, it was just, I don't know. I love Donnie. I mean, Don can stand there and go through the motions or whatever, but Donnie Van Zant's out there. He's connecting. So, number one, Donnie Van Zant connected with us in the crowd.
I think he did.
Right?
I think he really did.
He made that connection more than probably anybody. I mean, as good as any vocalist. I'm trying to think of another vocalist, another band that kind of had that connection to people. I mean, there's a lot of bands like the Eagles. They were just dead. They just stood there and went through the, wasn't anything to them. But Donnie Van Zant brought, who's someone else I can think of? Oh.
How about this guy right here? He was very much into the crowd.
You're right. We're going to do another Molly Hatch episode because Danny Joe Brown absolutely had that. He connected. You're right. You're right about that. But let's talk about, of the 3 Van Zant brothers, who's the best?
Now, they all sing great. All right, Ronnie, Donnie, Johnny.
I ask you, who's the best?
Ronnie had the right stuff.
Ronnie Van Zant. I mean, compare Ronnie Van Zant with somebody. Who would you compare him with as far as vocalists?
I'm not even sure. Where do you go from here?
You go to somebody with power. Y'all have heard me talk about Bruce Springsteen in the past, but I'm going to throw out another name out there with power, and that's Greg Allman. I mean, is it sacrilege to compare Ronnie and Greg? I don't think so.
Don't you think maybe there was some influence too there? And it was 2 or 3 years, beforehand. They heard some Allman Brothers, and Greg Allman, he pretty much laid it down. And
of course, the story is Dwayne loved Freebird, so there was that connection there. They definitely had been around them. But I'm just saying that Ronnie grew up idolizing Paul Rogers. He went and saw Free when they came in Jacksonville, and I think that's one of the things that made him want to be the vocalist was Paul Rogers. But even Paul Rogers, who had a power, I don't think I don't think he was up to Ronnie Van Zant level. Honest to God, I don't. And nothing against you Paul Rogers fans, because I'm a Big Bad Company guy, but I don't know. What do you think?
It's a hard decision to make.
Yeah, it's hard to compare vocalists and everything. I will tell you this, and here's one thing I want to tell you about. Do you remember the night you graduated high school?
Vividly.
3 o'clock in the morning, we're out middle of some cow pasture, probably. I don't even know where it was. There was no city lights to be seen. And we had the 8-track stereo turned up. Were we in my Dodge Charger?
Were we in the Chargers then? It's one thing I don't remember what car we were in. We had several choices.
Oh, yeah, several Mopars probably. But we had the 8-track turned up, and we were listening to Give Me 3 Steps and singing it out in the middle of the field, right? And that whole record, And here's what I'm going to tell you is important about Ronnie Van Zant's songs. You weren't afraid to sing along. You weren't afraid to sing with him, and as loud as you wanted to. Like, there's some people you're afraid to sing like who's ever sang to Adele? Why? Who wants to compete with that, right? I mean, that's kind of perfection in a lot of ways, right? You just can't do it. I mean, I always had a hard time, with somebody like even Robin Zander. I mean, here's just, I don't know. But Ronnie Van Zant, power, passion, reached you, just dug it out of you, right? He had that, what's that quality called?
The right stuff.
The right stuff, right?
The right stuff. Who knows? I mean, you can call it what you want. He was a Southern boy. He was a hometown boy. He had that grit. He had that grit inside him that he was bringing out in his vocals.
And for a long time, I think we thought only us Southern boys understood that. But the truth is, the whole world got it. I mean, everybody figured that out, what Ronnie was bringing. And some of his biggest fans were other musicians. When you think about someone like Neil Young, who loved Ronnie. Think about Charlie Daniels, episode coming shortly. Charlie Daniels loved Ronnie, and I think Charlie got some stuff from Ronnie, actually, particularly in some songwriting ideas, maybe. But Ronnie had the right stuff. So then you move into Donnie, which we talked about was fun.
Well, Donnie was fun. He was loose, he was laid back, and he was singing.
20th Century Fox.
20th Century Fox, one of my favorites. But Donnie put forth, even you think about now, him and Johnny teamed up for Van Zant. They did really well. Them paired together was a very good connection.
Oh, yeah. Brickyard Road.
Brickyard Road, oh my gosh.
Which they wrote together. I mean, yeah, unbelievable. The problem with Brickyard Road is on that particular CD, it was the only song I could listen to. Not that the rest of it was bad, I couldn't get away from it.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was magic. I guess it was a feeling that you had about the three brothers together and everything. I mean, it was something
heart-wrenching is all I want to say. It's heart-wrenching song.
And Johnny sang that as Johnny, not as the Lynyrd Skynyrd frontman.
As Johnny Van Zant.
And
Johnny we know and love.
That made it special. I mean, that really, really made it special. So I think we've kind of solved the problem, haven't we? Have we answered the question for the ages?
I just think there are three great talents in this family.
How could that be?
And it's a miracle. It's a blessing. We're blessed with these three talents that we've heard great vocals and great music from.
I mean, I just think about the neighborhood. I think about all the kids in the neighborhood. It's just what an amazing, amazing bunch. I mean, Ricky Medlock lives down the street, right? How can that be? How can that happen? I don't know. It's just amazing. But when it comes to vocalists, I think all three of them have certain qualities and certain differences. Certainly Johnny's the purest voice, I think.
Oh, I think we've always thought he was the purest voice, singing his songs.
Singing Johnny.
Ronnie, singing his songs.
Yeah.
Donnie, singing his songs.
Although Ronnie was pretty good with Merle Haggard songs.
Well, Ronnie was blessed. He was son of a truck driver, man, and he'd heard several different sides of music.
Yeah.
Imagine who he grew up with. Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard.
Oh, yeah. You look at Lacey Van Zant's record collection. That's what you need to know. What's Lacey Van Zant digging on, right? It's definitely country music. So, Ronnie, power, passion, brings it to you, makes you want to join in. Donnie, I love the showmanship to him. I love the fun spirit of his vocals. Just something about the Donnie Van Zant song. I mean, Turn It On, right? Turn It On. Oh, geez, what a great song. And delivered perfectly. This is before the Don Barnes Band, really. And then Johnny, who, we talk about the Johnny thing, but when he started singing Ronnie's songs, the truth is, Johnny, thank you. Because if you had not come back to the tribute band, there probably would not have been a tribute band. I cannot see anybody else being a vocalist for that band. Ever. And if that tribute band hadn't come back, generations of kids would have never even thought about Lynyrd Skynyrd. Thank you, Johnny, for, I know that you probably sacrificed your career. I think you probably did okay. But you came back and you rescued Lynyrd Skynyrd for us. So thanks, Johnny. If you ever want to be on the show, you're welcome anytime. We'd love to have you. Anything else on the vocalist?
You know what? I mean, still, it's three outstanding vocalists, three outstanding brothers. I mean, it's just a tribute to the South and to the Van Zants.
Well, to Lacey and Marion.
Absolutely.
Cheers, Lacey and Marion. Jump back in the comments. Let us know what y'all feel about these three vocalists, how you compare them, how you rank them, if it's even possible to rank them. Any stories you have about the brothers singing together or talking about vocals or anything. Just comparing the three brothers, the Van Zant brothers, the first family of Southern rock is what Lacey used to call themselves. I got nothing else for you. Anything?
I mean, really, there's no comparing one to the other. We can't make a comparison of the three because they all have their own talents and their own sound.
Yeah. Well, jump in the comments. And previous episodes, listen to the comments. I know that the Dixie song is out there and y'all are kind of jumping on that. So, you know what? We got more of those kind of things to come. And hopefully we have some guests. And maybe some of y'all might want to be on the show sometime with your stories about Lynyrd Skynyrd or even just your love of Lynyrd Skynyrd, which is why we're here tonight. Until next time, which will be the Big 25, we will see you again on Skynyrd Shorts right here on this channel. Stay tuned.
Thank y'all so much.